What is up? S3npCast back with episode 3, and this time I am not solo. I am back with little A.
Yes, sir. I'm here as well.
He's back. I know I did episode 2 solo, but we're back and we're gonna talking about. I sound like coordinate now. Anyways, we're gonna talk about the Bunny Girl movies that we watched 2 weeks ago.
I think so.
Roughly 2 weeks ago on a Saturday.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago today, as this recording, we're gonna watch Spy X Family. So expect a podcast on that. Miku Expo on Wednesday, maybe a podcast on that, maybe. If it goes terrible, not Japan, maybe. Anyways, let's get right into it. This, you saw it on the title, full spoiler review. I made a quick video on no spoiler review. Link in the description. You can check that video out. But if you want to watch these movies, you got to do it the other way until one of the streaming services gets it.
Which who knows how long that's gonna be, or who will get it.
It's gonna be a while. Suzume just got added to Netflix, so it's gonna be a while.
Exactly, and then I'm pretty sure everybody's competing right now to try to get anime. Anime is big, so people are trying to get it. So who knows?
I'll be straight up. I ain't even gonna be surprised if Netflix somehow wins again.
What about Amazon? Amazon's been coming up a bit though.
I want Amazon. Honestly, I'd rather have Amazon get the Bunny Girl movies because there's two of them. It's two small stories. I'd rather Amazon get it than Netflix, if I'm being honest. It's just me.
That'd be cool.
It's me. But on with the topics. We don't want to keep you here too long. And like I said, it was two stories. It was the first story focused on the sister, and the second story focused on Sakta, the older brother. We're gonna talk about the Kare first. We're gonna talk about her story, which was personally interesting to say the least, because it wasn't really about her.
Yeah,
it was about her, but it wasn't about her. You know what I'm saying? You get my gist.
It was about her, but it could have been more about her.
Exactly. We didn't get enough of her. And the first topic where we want to discuss is the point of views should have been switched. This is one of the issues we had with the movie. You want to kind of like talk about like what that issue was?
Oh yeah, like a big part of it, I guess you could say overall, something we could say real quick, is her screen time was like, we could say it was a 40-60 to her like brother. And
yeah,
so like that's one thing real quick. But so with that being said, it could have focused more on Kaede, like we said.
Yeah, because it did more of moments with her,
and not even good. The moments weren't even good enough, and we'll be speaking about that more.
Yeah, very lackluster. It was.
Yeah, exactly.
The
very
movie,
lackluster.
this first story, which was what was it called? It was Bunny Girl's little sister venturing out. This is where she's finally gonna go back in the public. If you guys watch season 1, I'm not gonna recap that. So
yeah, you should know because this is spoilers.
Yeah, this is spoilers. So
I was giving a rundown because I haven't watched it.
Season 1, you know they're struggling with puberty syndrome. Her struggle was pretty much, I guess you could say, she was socially awkward. Like just in public in general, she'll get extremely nervous. And her supernatural thing that would happen, she'll bruise up easily on her skin. And in the movie, she wants to go to Sakta's high school. The high school that the brother is going to. Why? It was her dream?
Yeah, quote unquote dream of her, like her childhood dream.
Yeah.
Which impeded her and gave her that puberty syndrome.
Yeah.
In a sense, you know, because that's really what it was.
That's basically the summary of the first one. Like that's the summary of the first one. But like I said, to focus more on the first topic, it was literally it was showing more of Sakta, how him figuring out how can he help Kaede out for him to make it easier for her to finally get out from being always at home and just being in her comfort zone, and she'll never be out in public, basically.
Yeah, she was like not antisocial, but more of an introvert.
Introvert, socially awkward.
Yeah.
You can name it, like, which she wants to go out, but that's pretty much part of her. And not only that, she would think about the puberty syndrome and how bad it affects her. Just because not only that, if you watch season 1, it affected him too in certain moments because of her. And it was like, well, the title and the way they sold the movie to us was, oh, we're gonna get her point of view. We're gonna see her putting in the effort on going ham, lettuce and cheese on life, and saying, screw you, life. I'm going back to high school. I don't care what you do to my body, and I'm going back to school.
Dealing with that, all like, cause it's real. Like it should dive a bit more into the emotions that happen.
That does happen in real life.
Like, so make it relate to people and characters, or people, because it is deep in a sense, and like you can use it as a metaphorical sense of things that people struggle with. So, you know, they could have tried to connect with the people and showed her point of view more, how she got over it, her struggles with it.
Yeah, that is so true. We already relate with Sakta. We've seen him all season 1. We didn't need him. I'm not saying we didn't need him here. Obviously, he's the brother. But, like I said, the 60-40 should have been 60 Kaede, 40 Sakta.
Yeah,
like, we didn't
40% Sakta screen time.
It should have been more of like...
Or like, even like, they could have pushed it to 70% Kaede. But...
Like, they just showed moments of her. Yeah, her putting effort, but it was just moments. We need more than just moments.
And going forward, like, which one of the moments was her breaking down, and she broke down, but it was maybe like what, a 10-minute scene? Maybe not even.
Yeah, because she went to turn in her papers for the high school to see if she gets to see if she gets accepted, and then she was struggling with that. Well, she did that. She turned in her papers. She got past that. But then come to do the test, she was doing okay. And then a girl just happened to glance. This is how bad her situation is. A girl that was taking the test to see if she gets accepted too just happened to take a quick glance at her, and she just cracked down. They call Sakta. She's in the nurse's office. Her skin is badly bruised, because that's the supernatural part of what happens to her. And she was crying, you could feel it, but it didn't hit as hard. It didn't hit as heavy as if we were seeing her from her point of view, because it flashed back to what happened. But I feel like it would have been more impactful if we would have seen it actually happen in real time to her instead of a flashback.
Yeah. Oh, and right there in that same moment when they're in the infirmary, she realized, or they talked about it. She was like, "What is it that you want?" Right there, she realized, she was like, "That's part of me that wants to do it." And then that's when the brother was like, "Well, you don't have to," or whatever. Oh, and he was finding also solutions. That school that she could take online.
The online school, yeah.
Which she ended up going with that.
That's
or what
the
did she
next
go
topic.
With? Yeah, I'm sorry, I might be jumping, but
yeah. to give you I don't know. That ass, I do not know, because the way it ended was funny.
But I guess right there, she kind of realized, she was like, that was my childhood dream, but not anymore. That's something that she had kind of grown out of. I think she kind of realized that at that point. If I'm not wrong, she was under the covers.
Yeah, I think so. She was, yeah.
So she was realizing that right there.
Because one thing is, like, she has, like, quote unquote, two personalities. The one that wants to go out and make friends, and then obviously the side of her that we all seen, wants to be in her room, doesn't want to socialize with nobody but Sakta and Mai. Mai and Sato were the only ones she cared about, because they were in her comfort zone, which is his apartment, which makes sense. Yeah, it didn't hit as hard. Let me compare this moment to another moment on Demon Slayer, the movie Mugen Train arc. This with his little brother when he was in the dream, when he was in the dreamland that the demon put him in, and he was living the beautiful dream. All his family was alive, and then that's when he finally realized, oh, it's a dream. But the way they set up his little brother's moment, everybody was talking, and his little brother would just listen. They would just show him, and he would just say, "Big brother," I think. They did it like 3 or 4 times, and when the second time happened, I'm all like, man, they're gonna hit us hard with this little guy. They're gonna do something with this little guy. They're gonna hit us hard. Once when Tanjiro realized that this is a dream, and I have to go back to the real world, and he starts running off, and then his little brother breaks loose from his mom's hand, and he starts saying, "Brother, don't leave us again." Like, it was so perfect. It was so done. So the execution was beautiful because they set it up so well, and that hit me personally watching the movie in theaters. I'm like, see, I knew they were gonna do something with this little sucker. I'm here tearing up. Got dang it in front of all these. The theater was packed, by the way, so I was manning up and trying to hide these damn tears because of the little brother just going ham, just saying, "Don't leave us." Basically, he said, "Don't leave us again." Man, that hit home. Comparing this to Kaide's moment of her breakdown, no setup. Like I said, it was a flashback. It just wasn't executed to that point where you felt her pain, pretty much.
Yeah.
Her pain was lackluster. Like you said, it should have been more turmoil, more. It would have been her
more grief.
More grief. Not only that, but like I said, it would have been from her point of view.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I'm not sure how many people can relate. You've gone through a bad time in your life. It's something many people can relate to. The loss of a family member, or trying to deal with things, being pushed to do something that you don't really want to do, I guess, studying wise, career wise, and dealing with your family, having to, I guess, compete to try to, be yourself. Many things that people deal with, so everybody can relate in some way, and they could have showed it much more. Like, everybody's had a time where they've broken down. Mm-hmm. And even if it wasn't, even if it was behind closed doors, everybody's probably had a moment like that. True. Even if it was a small moment. But so, which is why we emphasize they could have sold it much more.
Yeah, like what they sold us is what it should have gave us, but they didn't. On this first story, and this kind of where we go back to the question you asked earlier: did she go to the online school or not? Because one of the solutions Sakta was looking for was an online school where kids, it's dead ass online. You do not have to go nowhere. But there is a certain day where they meet up with their classmates. I believe so. Yeah. But even then, it's just your classmates. It's not this big ass school, strangers everywhere. You don't know this kid, not you just know your classmates. Most of your classes are online. Quit flexing. Anyways, and that was the solution that he came up to try to help Kaide, because one of the idols that's in a group of my sister goes to that school, or she's part of that online school, because she couldn't. Her struggle was like something happened to her. I forgot exactly what, to where she couldn't go to school anymore, and that's where she found out about the online, and she's perfectly fine now. She passed whatever she struggled with, and she's doing great. That's, like I said, the way it ended. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think she accepted to go to that, or she still ended up going to his high school?
I don't remember. She was happy though at the end.
That we do know. She was happy at the end, but that's the thing. It was like the conclusion was like, what? So what happened? Like, is she like what? Like, you see what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell to tell you guys because I don't know what the freak.
We might need to do a quick recap of that in some way, shape, or form. Fast to see how it ended, but
I remember how it ended, but it's just like it was so lackluster.
She chose something. I'm just not sure what she chose. She had to have chosen something. Ain't no way they didn't say it.
Well, that's the thing. He asked her something. I forgot what exactly he asked her, and it was just like she's like, yeah, whatever, and black screen. And I thought I was gonna go to like another something else to get more closure, but it was no.
Didn't she end up passing the test even though she didn't finish it? Or am I tripping?
That's what it was. They passed her because I forgot what happened. Well, obviously the school saw what happened, or the teachers, and they decided to pass her because she was doing great. This said the first half, she did phenomenal. So they went ahead and passed her, and she got accepted to the school. How the heck did you remember that? Because I could.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't know that came up. Yeah, that just popped in my head real quick. She passed.
So
she went. I think she went for a year, or I feel like I saw her in the school once.
Okay, this is where it connects to the second story. She did go to the high school. When she found out she passed it, she got real happy, and then it cut.
So I guess that was the conclusion.
That was the conclusion.
She
Which was sorry to know. I'm sorry, but I was sorry.
So thinking about it, she still went to the school. I guess she followed her childhood dream. I guess in the end, I guess it worked out for the childhood dream.
But it was so weak.
It was weak. Thinking about it more in grand scheme. Now, thinking of the summary, it is pretty weak how it was connected. The other points that were brought up weren't drilled in, so. And either way, they would have had no part in it because that's not what she went with. So, yeah, like we're saying, it was weak. So,
I didn't really.
So at that point,
she passed the test. She got happy, and that was it.
Conclusion. First movie.
So overall, the first movie, like I said, that was the main issue. It was. Yeah, we can rate the story separately. Yeah. It was more about Sakta trying to find a solution. Her moments were just moments. Her breakdown wasn't as impactful as it should have been. And the conclusion, yeah. Look, season 1 was phenomenal. I don't know what the heck happened here. They should have just said, look, we can't follow the light novel in this section. We gotta do the opposite. Which I would have definitely loved because I didn't love this. I didn't love this. So for the first story, I'll be honest, bro. It was like a 5 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 the first story.
In a way, if you kind of know season 1, well, I guess you wouldn't understand it. Since my brother gave me a rundown, I understood it. In a sense. So, I mean, it wasn't a standalone movie, but I guess combining it, yeah, my brother's probably right, like a 5 out of 10. Maybe, more or less, you know what I'm saying? You can debate less, you know what I'm saying?
And we are back. Another break was short for y'all, but not for us. But anyways, we are back to talk about the second story of the movie, which was called Bunny Girl Does a Kid Something Snap Back. Oh, it's a weird name. It's a weird name. So basically, the second part of the story is about Sakta himself, the older brother, with his issue, with what he's struggling with, which we'll get into in a little bit. But if you saw the trailer for it, yes, young Mai is part of the story, and she does play a short, significant role in the story. But before we get to that, we gotta talk about what the struggle is of Sakta and what he's struggling with and the struggle is with his mom. What are you looking for? The top?
Yeah, but don't worry about it. It's right here.
The struggle with his mom. So what happened in the movie? He mentions that they moved from. Were you staring hard?
I'm just listening to you, bro. Go
What
ahead.
happens in the movie is he says him and Kaide moved away and closer to the school because how his mom was going in and out of the hospital. She was sick, so she was just going in and out of the hospital.
She was very sickly.
And for him to get out of the way of his mom and his dad, they moved. But that's when all the puberty syndrome hit them, and they had all the struggles, and it sucked for them. But anyways, the struggle that he had is the mentality that because it's been so long since they've been with their mom, or they've seen her. The struggle that he has is, this is the way he's thinking now. I've been living away from her for so long. Do we really still need her in our life? That's what he was struggling with.
Which also brings up, like I wanted to tell my brother, or I told my brother, a big cultural difference between America, yeah, I guess you could say most of America and Japan. Maybe Asia, I'm not sure. But I feel like in Japan, I feel like we've seen in a bunch of animes, the kids live away from their parents. They don't live with them. They live abroad. So that's a big cultural difference. So they end up living alone. They end up living alone pretty young. So they end up living off with them,
Without the parents.
Yeah, good without them. So that's a big cultural difference. But
maybe that's a mentality of some of them. Maybe that's just the way some of them start thinking because they've been living away.
Yeah, but like, I feel like I don't think most Americans would say, I don't need my mom. Like, yeah, I don't need. Like, if we had our mom in our life and then we just didn't, like, yeah, you saw her, so I guess you grew up with her. Like, the sickness didn't happen instantly, right? Because I'm pretty sure she was with them and then she got sick.
Yeah, that's it. Sometime when they got older.
So she got older.
Kaide was still young, but even then,
yeah, but she still had.
They did see her before.
They experienced some life with her, good life with her. So, you would grow to love your mother, especially Sakta, since he was older.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, where's that love? You know what I mean? I feel like if most of us over here, I guess in the West, we'd be like, hey man, I love my mom. I wish she'd be back here living with me. I don't know.
I'll put it like this.
Even if she was sick, but either way, she was getting better.
Yeah, she was getting better. I'll put it like this. Like, for example, somebody from here, or just let's say you decide to move away. Now you live away from your parents. You live an hour, 30 minutes away, however far you moved. But you still think about her. You still think about your mom.
You still call them.
You still call them to see how they're doing.
I don't think
if they're okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was more like, I think that was another thing that I literally just thought about that. That was a big factor, maybe to Sakta, was that you can only really call his dad. So that connection with his dad, he still had. Because not once did he mention, oh, what do I need my dad too, though? No, it was just with his mom, because the fact that she was so in and out consistently from the hospital, and then she couldn't really. There was moments where, or probably most of the time, where she couldn't even be on the phone or call back or whatever. And I guess that played a huge factor too of why he struggled and why he thinks the way he thinks now, which is, do we need her? We've been doing okay. Everything's been going. He says everything's been going great. Come on now, buddy. Did you forget about puberty syndrome? Did you forget about season 1 and everything you went through with Maya and now your sister? Everything's not been okay. So you still need your. I'm talking like if I'm talking to him, brother. You need this advice, okay? You need this advice. All right. That was pretty much what he was struggling with that mentality he had. Do I need my mom back in my life. To move on to the next topic, young Mai, was she necessary? And I would say yes, for the moments that she had. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about what happened before. He met her once, and then he met her again. But the first time he met her, it was just it was a small interaction, and I think the next day he gets a phone call from his dad. Hey, your mom is finally officially out of the hospital. Like, there's no more going back to the hospital. There's no more dealing with this. Do you want to come see her? And he asked Kaide, do you want to see mom? And she says confidently, yes, I want to see mom. It's been a while since we've seen her. So they planned it. They go see their mom. Which is like, what? They live an hour away from them?
I think so.
Hour and a half. They live far away from their parents. Yeah, they go back. They visit them. They get there. They're having a great time. Kaide has a massive moment with his mom. With her mom too. You know, she's so shocked and happy that she's just saying mom in Japanese. However you say mom in Japanese. She just kept repeating that. And her mom kept saying Kaide. Kaide just kept repeating the same thing. And that's when her mom says, are you just going to keep saying mom? That's just how much Kaide was happy and at the same time shocked seeing her mom being okay in so long.
And imagine, she was much younger, like you said. And
she still remember her like that.
Yeah, she still had that much love, but that much more love for her.
Now that's the difference. Kaide being young, and yes, she visits, they go back and visit her, and the reaction she had compared to Sakta.
Yeah, Sakta was much older before their mom went into the hospital. That we're referring to. Like, what's your name? Not Mai. Kaide was much younger when their mom left them.
Or when they left, they moved out.
How much older is he than her? Because he graduates. Oh no, he turns into a final year.
He's a senior. Well, she's a first year.
Yeah. So who knows? I mean, I don't know how school is done over there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's completely different. But yeah, that happens. They visit their parents. They're having a great time. They're eating. But Kaide has to go back. Not Kaide, Sakta, because they left the cats. You can't just leave the cat. You can't leave a pet at home and just leave them there. He had to go back to basically take care of the cats, and they say he will go back the next day. Kaide stayed. Now remember, at this point, he already ran into Mai first, and they just talked for a little bit, and that was it.
But you didn't talk about the interaction of him with his mom, right?
We're getting there, homeboy.
Oh,
that's where we're getting to.
Well, you say that, and then that's when he meets her. You know what I'm saying? That happens.
That when he went back, that's when he meets Mai again, little Mai again.
I thought the second time was
because he meets her 3 times. The first time was just a small interaction.
Wasn't the third time the final time?
Yeah, the third time was the final time. Listen to what I'm about to say. The first time it was just a small interaction, a small talk, and that was it. The second time, which we're getting to now, he goes back. He does whatever he has to do. The following day, he feeds the cat or whatever. It's already the next day, and he runs into her again. He doesn't go back the day after. Tomorrow he goes back. He didn't go back Tuesday. He went back Wednesday. You get it?
Yeah.
So he goes home. He went back home late, but he fed the cats or whatever, and he went to sleep. He wakes up. I don't think there's school at this point. They're out. He does whatever he has to do, errands, but he runs into Mai again, but this time their action is bigger. I do not remember what the hell they talked about. But I'm pretty sure what they talked about was significant. Because after this second meeting with little Mai, that's when there is school. But the day's over. The next morning is when he He goes to school, and Kaide's not at school at this point. You got to realize that she's going to high school when the new year starts, but he's still at school. He goes back to school. This is after the second interaction with young Mai. So the teacher starts calling roll, and that's when he realizes, wait, he didn't call my name. And that's when he starts doing all this nonsense. Hey, can anybody see me? That's where we get here.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'm talking about was a flashback then. So I was getting ahead of myself because it was a flashback.
Yeah, you were getting ahead of yourself.
Okay. You're gonna have to cut that out then. And cut this out because whatever.
Whatever. We'll just keep it in here. Too much cutting out. Yeah. So now where I'm at now. He's in the same situation Mai was in season 1. Nobody can see him. Nobody can remember him. Nobody knows. Well, he doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Pretty much. So he's doing everything in his power to try to get noticed. Running around. He even goes back home to his mom's house and his dad's house. And not even Kaide and his mom, because they were getting back home from grocery shopping. Not even they notice him.
Yeah.
Which sucks to be in that situation that he's in. And now this is where you're like, well, why did that happen though? After he went back.
Yes.
This goes back to topic number 1. Or does it? Find out and watch the movie.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's in a situation, and obviously we're in the theater. We're like, what the hell? Why is he? What? Why is this happening to him? We're confused too. They threw us off for a loop. So he's doing all this, trying to find out what's up, trying to get noticed, trying to figure it out. He talks to Fuka, I believe is her name, the science girl.
Oh yeah,
he talks to her, tells her the situation.
Can't believe she can see him.
Wait, but does he talk to her when Mai takes him to the train or before? No, he talks to her after. I think he talks to her after, because at this point he's like, he realized what's up, that there's multiple, that he became Marvel in DC, and there's 2 Supermans and 2 Batmans. You get what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's 2 universes. The universe where he
doesn't exist.
Yeah, the universe where he doesn't exist, and then the universe where he does exist.
This is where he runs into young Mai again. She knows what's going on, grabs him by the hand, pulls him to a train, and he's like, "Where are we going? What's happening?" And he wakes up in his bed at his parents' apartment, but he doesn't know he still doesn't know what's up.
Yeah.
He still doesn't know what's up. He's still like, well, what the fudge? Why is Kaide here? Like, why is Kaide here? Yeah. Why can't they all see me now all of a sudden? And I think that's when I guess he finally had a realization, and he realized this has to be a different universe. That's when he talks to, I believe that's her name, Fuka. That's when he talks to the science girl, and she kind of like, well, then that means you have to fix something or whatever, or why would you go back or something when nobody notices you in your original universe? Why would you go back? I'm explaining the whole movie at this point, but we kind of have to with his story, because his story is a bit more complex than Kaide's story, which is why the second story was way better than the first one.
Already,
1,000%.
We're not even done.
That was major spoilers. I put in the titles, so major spoilers. But he still doesn't know why there's 2 universes. He's still trying to figure that out. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this out the way too. Young Mai, like I said, I think it's only 3 times she comes in the movie, which was very significant. but just for those short moments. That's it. After this third moment, oh no, she comes back again because he wants to go back. But this one was just like, why would you go back when nobody sees you in your universe? You got everything here. Yeah. And that's when he goes back to his universe to try to figure out or try to fix his universe.
Yeah, whatever's wrong.
Because also in the second universe, remember, nothing happened. No puberty syndrome, none of that ever existed in this one either. So Kylie never struggled.
Oh yeah, and yeah,
she's always been in school.
Was she a lone child? He never.
No. In the new universe. In the new universe, she never struggled with nothing. He still goes to the same high school, but now he lives 2 hours away from it, or an hour away from it. In the new universe, that Mai took him to.
I'm getting confused with the universes.
How are you getting confused with the universes?
Because there's just the one where he doesn't exist and then the one where he does exist.
Yeah, and that's where nothing happened, remember?
So the one where he does exist, nothing happened.
Nothing happened. No puberty syndrome happened. None of that happened. Kaiden never struggled with nothing. She's always been in school. And their mom's never been sick either. Their mom in that universe was always healthy.
And what, Mai always existed? Like older Mai?
Mai always existed. She never had puberty syndrome either.
That was a perfect universe.
That was a perfect universe. But he's like, I can't live in this universe. This is not what actually happened.
Yeah, okay.
I had to go back and fix my universe. And that's where we go in.
I'm not even along with y'all right now.
You lost?
No, but it's helping me explain more. Like this.
Okay. So this is where we go into the third topic.
I just got lost a little bit, but now I understand.
Where we gotta kind of flash back to this. Remember, he goes back to the universe, right? And then we're like, well, nobody sees me. What the heck am I gonna do? That's when he runs into his girlfriend.
Yeah. Oh.
And the only reason she remembers him because remember, oh snap, we ran out of time. Hold on, let me have more time. Okay, sorry about that, guys. But yeah, like I was saying, he goes back to the universe, but he's like, well, nobody sees me. And that's when he runs into Maya, and Maya remembers him because of those marriage papers, where he signs the papers, but he gives them back to her, and she's like, you're gonna need these papers more than me. And that's where, when they meet up each other, she's like, yeah, you're right. I remember you because of these papers. So now we're here where he's figuring it out, and he finally figures out. Maya's trying to help him too, trying to find a solution for him to his puberty syndrome or why he's invisible, and he figures it out of why he can't be seen. That goes back all the way to topic number 1, where he's like, well, I think this way about my mom.
Yeah.
And then he realized, because remember, when they visited their parents, he realized, I took quick glances of her, but I didn't really interact with her.
Yeah.
And that's when he kind of realizes.
He didn't even have a face-to-face thing. He just kind of like saw the side of her face and that was it.
Didn't have a conversation with her.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He was just like...
Only with his dad.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, no conversation with her, nothing. That's when he realized that has to be it. I didn't even make eye contact with her.
That was the reason he did.
Only with his dad.
Yeah.
Because he has a connection with his dad. This is where we find to the final topic, and that's the conclusion basically to his story, his arc, his puberty syndrome, and that's the reunion with his mom. Did you like the way he ended, or the way the movie was ended?
Yeah, because
she was back in the hospital for a small appointment, remember? And he goes visit her at the hospital.
Yeah.
But he still can't be seen. And he was about to leave again, but that's when he realized, no, I have to acknowledge her if I want to get out of this.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the rest that happened where he acknowledges her and everything?
Yeah, Well, but how was it? Doesn't he leave something for her? It was like some.
He was gonna leave something for her. I think he wrote a note or something. He put it down. And he's looking at her and he's about to leave again. But he turns around and he realizes his mom picks up, I guess, the note. Or whatever he left her. We don't remember exactly what it was, but he left her something. She noticed it. I think it's a note. She reads it. And that's when she realizes he's there too. Yeah. She realized he's there. Because he knew she was there the whole time because he could see her, but she couldn't see him until she noticed his note. And that's when he's like, yeah, this is where I have to close out. And I have to reunite with my mom and stop thinking, oh, I don't need her. She's my mom. I still need her. No matter what.
Yeah.
What do you think about all that whole moment where they're together and then Kylie comes in, they're all having a beautiful family moment?
That was beautiful. That was
gorgeous.
Good execution on the second movie compared to the first one, which was pretty garbage. That was beautiful. They reunited and they had a moment.
Correct.
And yeah, they had a moment, so it didn't need to go too deep, just because it was really mainly a celebration of them coming back together again and turning that into the real universe.
Fixing his universe
into what it should have been, like where everything happened, but here his mom acknowledged him and everything was good. He fixed it.
Everything got fixed. Like we finally beat our challenges. I'm reuniting with my mom. Like I said, Kylie comes in, and she knows he's there too now.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Why are y'all crying?" He's like, "Cause I'm with my mom. That's where." And I'm finally acknowledging her. He was crying. That his mom acknowledges him. Cause man, that would be scary. You live in the world and nobody sees you.
Yeah.
This ain't no invisibility power. This is straight up. You want people to notice you. And
you don't exist at all.
You don't exist to them, but you're right in front of them, and you see them. And the fact that it was gorgeous. This last scene, I'm gonna have a screenshot of it on the
screen
podcast. It was beautiful the way it got executed. They did a great job with him, with his puberty syndrome. We got closure. With his, and I guess you could say we got closure with Kaide's story. Because I think it was the after credits. The after credit scene, it shows. I'm gonna say spoiler. Like I'm talking about spoilers already. Mai graduates. He turns into a senior, and Kaide gets accepted because she passed the test to the high school. Man, it was gorgeous. The moment with his mom and him embracing his mom and his mom embracing him, that was beautiful. That's the execution that the first story needed, but it didn't get.
Well, the execution was like in turn and like I think like time wise pretty short, but like it was executed better because there was more backstory behind it.
True.
Because it still wasn't longer time wise. It probably felt longer because of the emotion, maybe. I don't know, but
and because the whole point of view was his.
Yeah. But like, it's still. I don't think time wise it wasn't even much longer.
I think the movies were about the same length.
Yeah, but like conclusion wise, not conclusion to the first one. They kind of sped through that one.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this one. This one was better.
The way they did it with Sakta and his mom, it was gorgeous. If you haven't seen the movies, and you can somehow watch them, I'm just saying, if you can watch them somehow, just you gonna do you and watch them. But that execution was gorgeous. It was beautiful. Something that we all need in all animes.
Yeah.
In all animes.
Just get rid of the first movie. Yeah.
This guy reboot it. God dang it!
Like it could have never. If you cut it out, the second one fits right after the first season. Yeah. So, but nah, it's just a joke. But
yeah,
rating it.
The second story.
What do you give it? Yeah.
Second story, I loved it. Like I said, conclusion wise is what what closed it all for me, because like I said, since season 1 we had questions of his parents, specifically of his mom, and going back to season 1, and then we got that closure. 8 out of 10 for the second story.
I'll go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10 because I haven't seen season 1, but if I watch season 1,
9 out of 10.
I'd probably I was actually gonna say if I watch season 1, I bet I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10.
9,
but,
yeah, it was executed.
So I'm gonna give it an 8. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Yeah.
The closure that we needed with his mom, well done. They nailed it. They nailed it.
No, yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a 9 just because it was beautiful. I bet if I watch season 1, I'll give it a 9.5.
Overall, both stories in one. The second one to me carries hard.
Yeah.
I watched my boy Alexis review. He enjoyed the first one more.
What?
To each their own.
Okay.
I commented and I said, bro, I enjoyed the second story more, and I'm not gonna make a video on it. I enjoyed the second story more. But yeah, overall, the stories for the arcs and the closure overall, I'll give it a 8 out of 10 for both.
Nah, I'd probably say a 7 out of 10 just because 2 drags it down.
The first one drags it down a lot.
Yeah.
It does. I mean, that's why I want to give it a 9, but I can't. I cannot do that. But
yeah, you're being fair. You're being fair with that 8.
I know.
You're being generous with that 8.
All right, shut up.
All right.
But Bunny Girl, it's back for us Bunny Girl fans. It's officially back. Season 2 is in the works.
Okay. When's it dropping? 2026?
They just said it's in the works, so it literally might still be early stages. So you're right, early 2026, late 2026, roughly. Depends how deep they're into production. But if these were short stories, so I'm pretty sure they're deeper than what we think they are.
Yeah.
So it might be early.
And we're also
late 2025, early 2026.
I mean, we're like a bit more than a third into 2024.
Yeah, and by the way, if you guys are wondering, hey, you're like, man, I need more Bunny Girl, but I need more. The story's still ongoing. So if they decide to animate the whole story, which I hope they do, we got a lot of Bunny Girl left. It ain't going nowhere. But that is it for us, guys. That is our thoughts, our opinions, our facts,
our ratings
on the 2 Bunny Girl stories. You gotta wait for Blu-ray if you're an honest person, or for Crunchyroll or somebody to pick it up. But if you're not honest,
how long is that gonna take?
You do you. I don't know. Suzume took like a long ass time. Suzume came out a long time ago.
Jeez.
But anyway, guys, that is it for us. That is it for the duo of the S3npCast. I need a better name. That name's so lame. But that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, the next ones might be Miku Expo, Spy X Family, one of the 2, whichever one we do first. Take it easy and have a good one. Say something right now.
Nothing. Okay.